Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Hello and welcome once again to another quick shot review. I do apologise about the background noise. I do have a pair of geese that seem to want to give me their opinion on the film that I went to go and see on Friday night. And it was Transformers Rise of the Beasts. Actually, I was pleasantly surprised about this film, considering I do not like the original Michael Bay film. So I was like really surprised about this film in terms of that. But otherwise, I mean, it was pretty good. It was good storytelling. It developed characters. I know that Bumblebee, the one with John Cena in it, was a sort of soft reboot of the series. There's now been about 8 of these things. I know there's about 4 with Michael Bay did, and then there's a couple of Mark Wahlberg ones. So yeah, we're cracking on with these, but because there was no nothing else on, I wanted to go and see the Boogeyman, but it's always on way too late and don't finish till 12. And if you know, you know, you've done a hard day's work and you don't want to be finishing at 12 after watching a film. So yeah, that's been a bit annoying, but yeah, this was a good alternative. There was nothing else on apart from The Little Mermaid, and quite frankly, no. So yeah, this is my thoughts on Transformers: Rise of Beasts. If you do want to continue listening to my ramblings, then please do continue to the next part of the podcast, and we'll see you there. Transformers Rise of the Beasts is set during the 1990s, and a new faction of Transformers, the Maximals, join the Autobots as the allies in the battle to defend Earth. And it is directed by Stephen Cape Jr. and writers are Debbie Harold, Daryl Metayer, and Josh Peters. They seem to have done a pretty good job with this one. The ratings don't reflect for me how this film feels. It is decent. It is what it is. It does what it says on the tin. It's a Transformers movie, and from what I understand, the oh, bloody name now. The last movie that I've already mentioned um, was the catalyst for this new sort of timeline, and it works. You know, they've brought in more cartoony Transformers. It was very dark, the original one, and there was, because it was early, you know, like, oh, it wasn't even early 2000, it was 2007, I think. Well, because it was sort of not, I suppose it was early into CGI, I suppose it still is, I suppose 2007. And there were giant robots and big battles and stuff like that. All of the camera angles were really close because you had like people running around their ankles and Shia LaBeouf and stuff like that. So yeah, this one changes the way it's shot. It builds the characters really well. You want them to succeed, and that is really all you need in a film like this, because it's sci-fi action. with giant robots. And yeah, the main character played by Anthony Ramos is very likable, playing Noah Diaz, struggling to get a job, being a young black man in the early 90s. It was difficult, and the soundtrack is phenomenal. I love my early 90s rap music and all of that stuff. So yeah, it's for me, it's actually pretty decent. It's not going to light the world on fire. I think that's what they were going for, but it's definitely not going to do that. It's not going to set any records at the box office, but it is certainly better than films that I've seen very recently. And it has more actual car stunts in it than the new Fast and Furious movie, which herein presents me the thoughts that I'm going to give you. When a film gives you better car stunts than an actual car stunt movie, there's an issue in Hollywood, isn't there? I know there's sort of a writer's strike and stuff at the moment, which this managed to get through, which is good, and I can't fault it. It was decent, and you got people like Ron Perlman playing Optimus Primal, for example, which I thought was a great character. I never got into the Beast Wars because I'm an 80s child and I was into the original Transformers. So, the Beast Wars came a bit further down the line. And I was never one to read comic books either, for reasons. So, it does what it says on the tin. I liked it. It was good. And there's enough in there to get you going. It is quite full on. So I would, if you're thinking about taking your young child to this, I would, it is PG-13. So it's, it's parental guidance, but it is a full-on film. I don't think, my particular opinion, I don't think it's for sort of children under the age of say 8 who can carry the film and actually concentrate all the way through it. But other than that, I'd say it's a winner for me. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. That being said, Josh, who I went with, said it was rubbish, and quite frankly, I don't think he paid attention to a lot of it. I'll be honest, I went in thinking it was going to be rubbish based on the Michael Bay original, because I've not watched any since then because it was terrible for me. Like I say, being an 80s child and watching 80s Transformers, that was not Transformers. It was Transformers in name only, and the you know the Transformers themselves were named as such. So yeah, we'll go down the cast. You've got quite a few people in here, some newcomers, people I've never heard of before. So you've got Dominique Fishback playing Alina Wallace, uh, Luna Lauren Velez playing Brianna Diaz. You've got Dean Scott Vasquez playing Chris Diaz, who is the younger brother of Noah Diaz. And then obviously Brianna Diaz is his mom. Um, Noah is the main protagonist, and the main robot as well is really really cool. Just this massive robot that eats worlds and just really awesome. Um, they have to open the gate to get this massive world-eating robot his dinner or her dinner. You shouldn't presume that they're any any sexual orientation, of course. But yeah, really, really enjoyable film, and I would definitely recommend this one if you're a Transformers fan and you're not sure. Based on Michael Bay movies, forget the Michael Bay movies. You go and watch this film, give your money to the cinema, support the film industry, because the only way we're going to get better films is if we support it and don't just wait for it to come out on Blu-ray or on streaming services. So yeah, it's like I say, you've got Ron Perlman playing Optimus Primal, Peter Dinklage playing Scourge, who is the main antagonist, the main robot who's there to wow, main robot who's there to you know, take down the world and feed it to um, Unicron is just awesome. And the beasts are pretty cool as well. You know, transform and do all that. But my favourite definitely not Wheeljack, Mirage, because they can just it can just change into anything basically. So yeah, it was cool, and you know, it's got an executive producer, Michael Bay, but he's obviously stepping back from that, and you can tell, which is good. Some Michael Bay movies I really enjoy, others I really do not. So I'm going to leave you there, and that is my thoughts. I'm not going to give you too much for this one because I think it needs to be one that is watched. It flows really well. Say it's 2 hours ish long, and I was not bored at any point of it. It was really good. Transformers, everybody. We're going to see The Flash next week, something I'm really looking forward to because the reboot of the DC universe is gaining traction after the success of the Batman last year, which was awesome. So, yeah, I will see you again next week. Thank you very much for listening to my ramblings, and I will see you next time. Thank you very much. Goodbye.